continue to build, continue to grow, continue to develop those skill sets, those tools for growth, for prosperity, for longevity. This is the time to do it, guys. It's Monday morning. We want to seize this opportunity to take control of the week, to take control of our destiny, to understand our purpose, know our calling, and live life to the fullest. Good morning, guys. Oloropo here. Make sure you drop into the chat where you're from, where you're checking in from, guys. It is a beautiful, beautiful morning out. We're up, we're ready, and we are on the walk. How you guys doing? Had a good weekend, everyone? Hope everyone did have a good weekend. Enjoyed your time with your family and your loved ones. Enjoy this respite. It's why we work. It's why we do what we do on all of these other days. We do it so that we can have the days, we can have the time to enjoy, whether we use that time to relax, for activities, to engage. We want to make sure we are making the most of our time. We are spending our time wisely and enjoying the presence of those we love and we care for. Thank you so much for stopping in, guys, for being here. As always, take a moment to drop in the chat where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. We're going to live with purpose every day, guys. Every day. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And God bless. So, welcome in, guys. Thank you for being here. If you saw the title, you know what we're talking about. It's going to be short. We only spend about 20 minutes or so talking about it. I want to make sure that everyone understands this is for growth, this is for development, this is for continued prosperity, this is for life. All right. As you guys get in here, please do me a favor. Make sure you check in. Let me know what time it is, where you're checking in from. And get up here, take a look at the top of this hill, as we always do. Good morning. Poke. 10:05 a.m. Where are you checking in from? Poke, where are you checking in from at 10:05 a.m.? It's 5 hours ahead of the good old East Coast of the United States. Thank you for checking in, for being a part of the chat. I appreciate that. Again, welcome. There we go. All right, guys. So, as you know, as we discuss, what today is going to be about is the 5 habits daily. 5 daily habits to build wealth. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning. These are 5 daily habits to build wealth. Here's what you have to understand. Here's what a lot of people are trying to figure out right now is, what do I do? What do I do? I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared financially for the impending challenges of a possible recession. I didn't know that this was going to happen, and we find ourselves off the time in a situation where it becomes a question of, what do I do? How do I survive? What do I do next? Well, I'll let you know, guys, it's not what you do next, it's what you do now, right? The same way, and I keep sharing this with people, the same way there was opportunities to capitalize in the bull market, had you taken advantage, right? Had anyone taken advantage within the bull market to invest and to put their money down and to become disciplined and understand that there's going to be a tomorrow, they would have built up the resources and the confidence to be prepared for anything that happens right now. And so if you didn't take advantage of that, and now we're in a recession and you're like, well, what do I do? There's still things to do. There's still ways to build financial wealth, still ways to grow a legacy, generational wealth. There's still ways to do that right now. As Ryan is saying, there are ways to do it right now. The question is have you developed any of the personal skill sets? Have you developed yourself to a point to be capable of taking advantage of that, right? So what does this mean? This means that don't wait until you're in a fight to try to figure out how to throw a punch, right? The thing is, if we have to be prepared, we have to start preparing ourselves. They're not going to stop making money. World's not going anywhere. Financially, you want to be in a better position. Start making changes now. Start being disciplined now. Understand that your money can't just disappear on you. Understand that the things you've been doing, living off of credit cards, not saving money, not doing any investing, expecting a check from the government to be your lifeline. All of these things, all of these different ways are not going to give you the outcome that you're looking for. You need to develop into the person. And the reason I say you need to develop into the person who's able to sustain, maintain and acquire and sustain this, the reason I say this is because it really, when you do it right, a lot of people you're not going to be too happy about this. You're going to start saying, well, tell me how to do that. It still starts at the same place. It starts with you. You really don't have to have money to make money, right? There's the ability to just ask, hey, real quick, can I get some money? There are programs where you just walk up to people, you're like, look, got an idea, can I get some money? And there are situations the same way, right? The same way we talk about families that are on welfare programs that say, hey, I could really use some assistance in being able to help my family grow or to provide my family. And so they go and they apply for public assistance. There are companies that say, hey, I really would be able to I would like to help my family grow, right? There are individuals that say, I would like to help my family grow. I would like to help my family become better and stronger. But my family is a business or my family is an idea. How do I help that grow? They go to the government and they apply for the same assistance, right? This is why the federal grant program was such a big deal, because now you're talking about, instead of a family getting a few $100s a month, we're talking about handing out hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to people because they have an idea, because they have a plan. But have you become the person you needed to be in order to walk into the room and to ask for the money? Have you become the person you needed to be? Have you grown your knowledge? Have you developed yourself to be the person, when that's handed to you, to be able to manage it and make the most of it? That's what we have to do. We have to start working on ourselves. We have to be prepared so when that opportunity presents itself, we can actually take advantage of it. We can actually maximize it, right? That has to be a part of our development. So, are we doing that work, guys? Are we growing in that way? Again, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Please do me a favor. As you check in, drop in the chat where you're checking in from, what time of day it is. We're gonna have some conversations real quick about the top 5 things to do every day in order to start building wealth, right? First thing you have to do is you have to track every dollar. This may sound petty, but you need to be petty with your money. You need to be consistent, and on a daily basis, you need to know where your money is at, right? Good morning. How are you doing? Gaming, is that Chinmav? Okay. I hope I said that right. So you have to be daily, you have to track your money, right? You want to be taking a look at your money every day. And the reason you want to be taking a look at your money every day is because I remember when I used to carry a lot more cash around, and then I would find cash in different places, right? You remember those? You ever found money on the sidewalk, like a $20 bill or $5 bill? You ever found like money laying on the sidewalk? And then once we found it, Kalu, you spend the next 3 miles walking with your head down. Right? You found money on the, right? Because you found money on the sidewalk. So now what does that mean? That means that if we're not tending to our money, right? We're not tending to our money, somebody else is. Companies are just like that. You walk in, you spend, you're like, man, listen, this is why you have to tend to your money. All of these apps have discounts. All of these places give out gift cards. All of these companies that are like, hey, give away money. And they're like, why? Well, because the expectation is that anyone who gets a gift card will spend 20 to 80% of the face value of that gift card in addition to the gift card. So the expectation is if you come in and you have a $50 gift card, you're going to spend an additional $10 to go with it. That $50, it's nothing. So if you're spending an additional 10% to what they give you, they're making that profit. It's already written in for them. So it's the same thing with you. Are you looking at your money? Are you looking at, hey, I only want to spend $5 for lunch, and then you find yourself spending $6.50. That $1.50 doesn't seem like much, right? My math isn't the greatest, but let's take a shot. If we do that for 10 days, we're looking at $15. And then we do that for 100 days, that's 150. 3 times a year, that's $450, right? So we're just looking at 300 days where that's an extra $1.50. That's $450. Listen, $450 isn't going to make you a millionaire, but it's going to go a lot further in your bank account than it's going to go in your stomach, right? It's going to go a lot further in your investments than it's going to go in your stomach. So those are the types of things that we're talking about. Are we taking those steps? Are we taking those actions? Are we being aware of the opportunities that are there? As I said before, if you're trying to make sure that you're prepared for whatever happens in the future, take action now, right? And you got to stick around because there's a surprising piece of information in here in the steps that are coming up. Step 5. So next, step 2 is going to be automate savings. Here we go. Why do we want to automate savings? The reason we want to automate savings is because this service hasn't always been available, right? You used to have to, so as a Christian, as a child of God, the scripture teaches us that our 10% tithes goes immediately to the Lord. We have to take that out, and that comes out of our gross, not out of what our government takes. And so we got to look at our money and we have to say, okay, well, my check was $2,500. The government decided that they wanted to take their portion. So now I'm sitting here with I don't know, $1,900. So now I have to give $250 to the Lord, which I do without question, unmistakably every time. You know, it's not like you don't look at it. Let's not act like we don't look at our tithes, because we do. I know I do. I'm like, man, I be asking some questions. Hey, deacon, listen, what are we doing? Like, where's this money going, right? So we have to do that work, right? And then we start talking about, okay, well, what about the money for myself? How do I pay myself? What do I want to put my money towards for me? What does my future look like for me? What am I building? What goes into savings? What goes into my bank account? What goes into investments? What goes where? And there are a lot of different ways to do it. There are a lot of different things to do. And I'm not going to act like I have the answer to all of those. But you have to look at this daily. You have to look at it and you have to get it automated. You have to get it set up, because when you come down to understanding that, hey, I really want to go see this movie, and this is $13. And I was talking about this to someone the other day, and they were like, man, that's just copping the bag. That's just grabbing the bag. It is just grabbing the bag. But your money is gone in that bag, right? Like if you're not repurposing that, if you're not putting that up, if you're not turning that into a profit, that's money gone, right? And money loses value over time. If you stick it into a mattress or put it in a hole, it loses value over time. And so it's less valuable. And so if we're not automating this money to be put away into a place where it can grow, where it can start to work for us, where our money becomes soldiers marching in our little army towards prosperity, if we don't put it in there, then we're not going to see the return. We're going to lose out on that opportunity. And these are daily habits that we have to have. And so you can set up automation now to daily move money from a savings account, or from, they have these little apps. Hey, every time you buy something, take the change from that and put it into in your little investment account. I can do you a step better. If this thing you're purchasing is discretionary and you have the opportunity to say, hey, I don't want to make the $7 purchase and then put the 37 cents in change. I don't want to make this $7.67 purchase and put 37 cents into my investments or into my stocks. I want to put this whole $8 in. You can do that now. You can do it. And so those are the types of things daily that needs to be a part of the process with the automation, but also you have to track it. You have to track every dollar. So when you're tracking it and then that automation is kicking in, it's building your opportunity to be able to do more, right? You have to review your budget, guys. You have to review it. So when we're talking about reviewing our budget, we have to understand that a budget is a freedom. A budget is a doorbuster. A budget is a way for you to literally say, I can live my dream because I make the money necessary to do so. Everyone looks at a budget as restriction. It's not. A budget's a GPS. A budget's a roadmap. Budget for what you want. I tell my children, live the dream. Get prepared to live the dream. What do you want to do? You know, put yourself in a position financially to do it. You can grow your wealth. You can grow your legacy. There are things that you can do to ensure that you are setting yourself up to be financially stable and secure. But you could also say, I want to go on a trip. I want to go visit friends. I want to take a school trip. I want to do things. There's a way for you to manage your funds to help you be able to achieve it. Scott, what do I think about Tesla stock? I think the same thing about Tesla stock I think about all stocks. There's a right opportunity to get in, and then for some, there's a right opportunity to get out. If you feel like you want to purchase Tesla stock, purchase Tesla stock. I'll tell you, one of the best and worst investments that I ever made is back during COVID, Ford stock plummeted. I mean, it was low. I can't even remember what it was. $6 maybe. And I had a few $1,000s. I sprinkled a couple hundred in there on Ford stock. Ford stock at one point after that shot up to over $16. I was like, great. So I bought some more stock as it started to go up. I bought some more at 8, 10. I had used a little Robinhood app to set up the transfers for weekly purchases. It got up over $16. I was like, man, it's phenomenal. I watched it drop down to 14. I was like, it's good. I watched it drop back down to 10. And I was like, it was stuck there. But I had made a significant amount and I should have moved it when it was at 16, but I didn't. So what do I think? I think you need to be knowledgeable. I think you need to mind your money. I think we need to follow step 2, and we need to be aware of our money daily. I mean, step 1, where we need to track every dollar. Step 2 is where we need to automate it, and then we need to mind it on a regular basis, okay? We need to review the budget to make sure the money is going where it's supposed to go, and that the area that should be building is building. That's going to be a big deal for us, guys. So these are the 5 things that we must be doing daily to grow wealth. First 3, guys, we already went over. We need to track every dollar. We need to automate our savings. We need to review our budget daily. If it's just a brief review, we need to review it. We need to say, hey, where are my costs? Where is my money going? Now, I have a far more detailed process of doing this, where we cover sitting down, having a discussion with family, eliminating wasteful spending, understanding what the objective is. People call it belt tightening. I personally don't refer to it as that. I just refer to it as being responsible. So we have to find out what's a luxury and what's a part of our life. And we need to make sure we're budgeting correctly for it. Now, step 4, and here we go, right? Every day, you want to read or listen to something wealth building. Every day, you want to grow your knowledge on wealth. Why? Because today is May 5th, 2025. Guess what? There's another one coming. There's a May 5th, 2026 coming. Where are you going to be a year from now? Where are you going to be 6 months from now? Where are you going to be knowledge-wise? Are we still going to be asking the same questions? Are we going to be asking, what do you think about Tesla stock? Are we going to be asking, do you think I should get a CD? Are we going to be asking, how do I invest in real estate? Are you still going to be asking these same questions 6 months from now? If you're asking the same questions today that you asked 3 months ago, a year ago, that you asked during the pandemic, if you're still asking these same questions, then you're trying to get someone to take care of you. You're not becoming the person you need to be in order to be able to take care of and manage your own future, to manage your own prosperity. If you're asking these same questions, it's because when the opportunities presented themselves for you to not only learn, but for you to grow financially, mentally, emotionally, for you to grow your wealth, for you to grow your independence, you didn't take advantage of that. So if you didn't take advantage of it then, what kept you from taking advantage of it? As a personal trainer, one of the key things I had to talk to my clients about is whenever they came in to start a training program, I asked them, have you ever been in a training program before? Many of them would say, yes, of course I've been in a training program before. Okay, what had you stop? Why did you stop going? Why did you stop doing it? Oh, well, my job, I worked such and such hours, where I lived, the traffic, my kids needed this, my family needed that, I had to do these things. All right, so I hear what you're saying. What has changed? What has changed since that time? So you're saying all of these things have happened, all of these things have changed. I mean, all of these things were a part of the process of why you weren't able to do what you wanted to do. So now that you've had all of those concerns, all of those things have happened, you want to get back into the gym. I applaud you. Congratulations. This is great. Like taking this step and understanding how important your fitness is. This is awesome. A quick question though. How many of those things have changed? Are you still working the same job? Do you still live in the same location? Do you still have children? Do you still have events to attend to? You still have things to take care of? So all the things that you said were keeping you from doing what you wanted to do, they were one of two things, right? Either they were a reason that supersedes your fitness, which means you need to attend to them, you need to care for them, you need to be mindful of them, or they were an excuse. You have to accept that. Because if you don't accept that, hey man, the reason I quit my last program is because I just like making excuses. I don't like being accountable. I don't like being accountable to myself or to others. I don't like being aware of what I do. If that's what actually happened, if that's the reason for it, right? And I'm trying to fix this camera on me, guys, I'm sorry. If that's the reason for why the last time that you started this program, the program ended, then you have to be real about it, because those things haven't changed. And you can end up right back there again. That's super important for you to realize. Just a moment. So, what do I think about cryptocurrency? I'm cautious about it, but others are not. You have sound judgment. That's what I recommend. The answer is in the question. Who is that, John? It takes sound judgment, John, right? It's about any investment. Again, when we talk about making investments, we talk about putting our money to work. One, I agree totally with don't put everything in one basket. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket, right? Two, we have to be mindful of how we're investing. We have to understand what it is we're investing for, what we're working towards. We have to also make sure, step number 4, we are learning something every day about cryptocurrency. How much do you know about cryptocurrency, right? What's the genesis of it? How did it start out, right? I haven't studied cryptocurrency. I've never been a big fan of the cryptocurrency investment. So I didn't jump into it like a lot of people did. I didn't make investments in that way. But you have to be able to take a look at it. You have to grow your knowledge. So when was the first time, John, I'm gonna ask you a question. When is the first time you heard about cryptocurrency, right? You say you have friends that are into it, right? But you say you're not, you're a bit more cautious. When was the first time you heard about cryptocurrency? All right, we have Gaming Quest. How to freeze the wealth value of my wealth and not make it low price. Is that the question that you're asking me? If that's the question that you're asking me, Gaming Quest, it kind of looks like a question, kind of looks like a statement, but you do it the exact same way that you achieved it. And that's what these 5 steps are that we're covering right here. You got to do the same thing 4 months ago. So, John, you heard about it 4 months ago. Do you know more about it now than you did 4 months ago? If you know more about it now than you did 4 months ago, make the decision on your own. There are a lot of people who do a lot of study and who are professionals in the space. I am not one of the people who have done the study and the work in the space of cryptocurrency. I can tell you this, I can look at the history of it and see that it goes up and it goes down. It fluctuates like a lot of other markets. I can see that the opportunities seem to be persistent, and I can see for some of them it requires a pretty large sum in order to get in. However, it's an investment opportunity like any other. We have to be smart about it. If you want to invest, in cryptocurrency, do the work that you've been doing, keep this understanding that you have, continue to grow your knowledge, and then invest wisely. Take your time. Gaming Quest. So wealth, my view on wealth is that wealth is based on the individual because we don't all want the same thing. Wealth is based on what you want and what you want your life to be. I don't understand freezing wealth. Wealth is intended to grow, right? So losing value on wealth value, my wealth and not make it low price. Wealth value, based on the way you're having the conversation, looks like we're looking at wealth in 2 different ways, right? So for me, wealth is indicative of freedom. It's indicative of being able to spend time with who I want, when I want, where I want, doing what I want to, right? It looks like you're using wealth value to refer to resources. So just a moment. So no problem, John. Thank you for stopping in. But keep doing what you're doing. Keep learning. Trust me, that's step number 4. And so what you're talking about, it seems that what you're saying about wealth gaming is that wealth is the accumulation of assets and accumulation of funds, right? So that's riches to me. So that's money. Like it's hard, like it's kind of a semantic game. But if you start talking about what's your personal value, what is it, the best way to make sure that it isn't low priced or that it doesn't drop is to continue to grow it. Why? And sell later. That's an easy one. Hey, look, real quick gaming quest. I want you to look and see when is the last time gold went down or the value of gold went down over a 10-year period. You could go right to ChatGPT. It's not a long conversation. Ask ChatGPT the same question you asked me and ask when is the last time gold, the value of gold increased slower than or was outpaced by the cost of living. In what 10-year period was inflation greater than the increased value of gold, right? Take a moment, drop that in ChatGPT. I'm saying this because the easy answer is yes, right? But not just yes, the question is why? Why is it yes? Do we understand why we're even making the investment in gold? Do we understand what we need to do? Do we have the patience or the diligence to sit down for that 10 years on that gold? Are we going to continue to purchase over time? If we see dips in the market or if we see opportunities to acquire more, are we going to acquire more? Are we going to take those steps? Those are all the things that we have to be aware of. All right, and so far we've gone over tracking every dollar, guys. We've gone over automate savings, review your budget. These are daily habits to grow your wealth. Read and listen to something wealth building. And the 5th one, you have to speak life over your finances, guys. I mean speak life. I don't mean, for me, this isn't a biblically based thing. For me, this is not that. For me, this is completely different. For me, this has absolutely nothing to do with being able to make it a religious comment, right? This isn't about religious. When you speak life over your finances, that means what you speak is what you live. What you say is what you live. When you put your money out there into the world, you have to understand when we go back to step 1 and we say track every dollar, we have to understand that we're either investing our money, spending our money, or consuming it. It's the same thing with our time and our energy. And so when you say you're going to speak life over your finances, what you're doing is you're understanding that the money that you're putting to work in your life has a purpose to serve, and you're going to have it serve that purpose. Guys, as always, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for being a part of the walk. It was my pleasure. Hey, gaming, let me know whether or not you found what you were looking for in the question. I appreciate everyone for being here. It's been a pleasure, guys. Have a great day. God bless.